Hi my dear students, welcome to the another session of Social Science. I am Deepa here with a new unit, that is Unit 3, Prehistoric Society. In this lesson, you are going to learn different aspects, and this is very interesting lesson. If you learn like a story, it's very easy to understand. So these are the points you are going to learn in the lesson. Firstly, periods of history. So here history is divided majorly in 3 periods. About those 3 periods and what basis these 3 periods are divided, that you are going to learn in the first point. And secondly, origin of human being and development of human being. How the living organism took birth on the earth and how human being got birth on the earth. In the continuous process, step by step, how he developed, that you are going to learn in the second point. In the third point, 3 stages in prehistoric period. This is the major point, and this is only about the prehistoric period. The complete lesson is about the prehistoric period. In this point, about the 3 stages of prehistoric period. Firstly, Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, Neolithic age. These 3 ages tells about the human being, how he developed stage wise or step by step, that you are going to learn in this point. Lastly, metal age. In the development of human being, metal also plays very important role. How he started to use the metals like iron, copper, bronze. These are the metals human being used in the beginning. So about that we are going to learn in the last point, that is metal age, like copper and bronze age, iron age. Like this, in 2 steps we are going to learn about this metal age. Firstly, let's start with the first point, that is periods of history. Generally, history is divided into 3 major periods. Those are prehistoric period, protohistoric period and historic period. These 3 periods are divided on the basis of sources what they got to learn about the each period. As I already told you in the first unit itself, to learn history, sources are very important, and sources plays very important role to form the history. Without evidences, there is no history. About this you have learnt in the first lesson itself. So that to divide these history periods, sources plays very important role, especially written sources. On the basis of the written sources, these 3 periods are divided. So let me explain one by one. For example, prehistoric period. Prehistoric period, it is a period where human being started to develop. In this period, evidences are not abundant. It means evidences are very less to learn about the prehistoric period. But most of the history covers in prehistoric period only. But evidences are very less. And also here no records. There is no records to understand about the prehistoric society or prehistoric period. And lastly, for this example is Stone Age. Stone Age human being, how he was, that we are going to learn in the next topic. In the third topic you are going to learn. So these are the major points in the prehistoric period. Firstly, there are no evidences. Evidences are not abundant. It means ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇರೋ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. And next, no records. There is no records. But to learn history, records are very important. But there is no history, there is no records to learn about the prehistoric period. Next, for this example is Stone Age. Because in the Stone Age, human being, how he was living, about that there is no evidences. So that is called prehistoric period. Next is protohistoric period. Here in the protohistoric period, many records are there, but the problem is we cannot understand those records. We cannot read those records. For this example is Harappan civilization, Mesopotamian civilization. During that civilization time, people wrote something, they have wrote what they were using the language during that period. But historians or the succeeding generation could not read that script. So that is proto-historic period. Here in the proto-historic period, evidences are there, but we couldn't understand those evidences. Last is historic period. Here historic period had complete or very good evidences. We get all type of evidences. We can learn about the history. So you about the history. Next we are going to learn in the next classes. So here these three periods are divided on the basis of the evidences, sources or written sources. First, prehistoric period, there is no sources to learn. And here second, proto-historic period, evidences are there, but we cannot understand. Last, historic period, it has every type of complete, all type of evidences are there and we can understand. So these are the three major periods of history. So this is about the first point, periods of history. So the next point is origin of human being and development of human being. So in this point, how the human being got origin or which living organism took birth on the earth firstly, and how human being developed step by step, that I am going to teach in this origin of human being and development. Scientists say that the earth was born 4600 million years ago. The first living beings appeared on the earth were single-celled bacteria. These are called prokaryotes. These bacteria were capable of living in the absence of oxygen. They used to get necessary energy and nutrients from the environment. Then some 4000 to 2500 million years ago, lichen or algae were seen. Lichen means Kannadadalli pachi. These in the future became the source of evolution of plants and animals. After this, 2500 million years to 570 million years, molluscus, these took birth on the earth. Here molluscus means in Kannada ಮೃದ್ವಂಗಿಗಳು. ಮೃದ್ವಂಗಿಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ snail, shellfishes, octopus, these are called molluscus. These are examples for molluscus. So after this, 570 million years to 505 million years ago, fishes took birth on the earth. After that, 438 million years to 411 8 million years ago, insects took birth on the earth and some plants also took birth. Then 408 million years to 360 million years ago, amphibians took birth on the earth. Amphibians means ಉಭಯಜೀವಿಗಳು. ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ನೀರು ಮತ್ತು ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಎರಡರ ಮೇಲೂ ವಾಸಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ ಆಂಪಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಉಭಯಜೀವಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲೀವ್ even in the water, also on the earth. So after this 320 million years to 248 million years ago, reptiles took birth on the earth. Reptiles means in Kannada sarisrupagalu. For example, snake. Then 248 million years to 213 million years ago, dinosaurs took birth on the earth. Then 213 million years to 144 million years ago, birds and mammals took birth on the earth. 144 million years to 65 million years ago, some flower growing plants evolved on the earth. 65 million years to 38 million years ago, bigger mammals. Mammals means here the animals which give birth to young one. These are called mammals. And grass. This is also one type of plant. These took birth on the earth. Then 25 million years to 5 million years ago, apes took birth on the earth. Then 5 million years ago, bipeds means ಎರಡು ಕಾಲಿನ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ bipeds ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. These took birth on the earth. Lastly, 1.8 million years ago, human beings took birth. So this is the process how human being took birth or evolved on the earth, that it shows. So in this process, evolution in the first is single-celled organisms, molluscs, fishes, plants, insects, amphibians, flying insects, reptiles, birds, mammals, flower-bearing plants, grass, apes and bipeds. Like this, in the last 1.8 million years ago, human being evolved on the earth, or human being took birth on the earth. This is the process of origin of human beings. So this is the first session of Unit 3, Prehistoric Society. Let's meet in the next session of Social Science. Till then, watch video. Thank you.